Hello, Chaos Merchants, and welcome back to another episode. Yesterday was all about Leeds, but today we sip our tea, dissect the Premier League, and occasionally throw shade at managers who think parking the bus is a tactical innovation. The game week has slipped down like a dunked digestive, and now we are diving into Arsenal against Manchester City at the Emirates. It finished 1-1. But the journey to get there was as spicy as a dodgy chicken balti pie. So here we go. Arsenal at home, City visiting. Two managers who know each other inside out, Arteta and Guardiola, the apprentice and the master. And once again, the narrative between these two has shifted. Remember the days when City bullied Arsenal week after week? Well, those days are gone. Arsenal are now unbeaten in 5 against City. That is not a blip. That is a trend. Moving on to lineups. Arsenal went with Raya in goal. A back four of Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Calafiori. Midfield of Rice, Zubamendi, and Marino. Up top, it was Madueke, Gyökeres, and Trossard. The twist here was that Martin Odegaard, the skipper, missed out. That meant a midfield without its main conductor, which forced Arteta to improvise. City, meanwhile, had Donnarumma in goal. Yes, Donnarumma in the Premier League still feels weird. Then O'Reilly, Dias, Gvardiol, and Kusanov in defence. Rodri holding, with Doku, Reinders, Bernardo Silva, and Foden across midfield and Haaland up front. On paper, it looked like a proper Guardiola lineup. But, as we would later see, Pep went full survival mode. It did not take long for fireworks. 9 minutes in, Reinders slips Haaland through. One touch, one finish. Bang. City are 1-0 up before the home fans have even finished singing about Tottenham. Classic Haaland. You can give him 2 kicks all game, and he will still ruin your afternoon. But that was pretty much City's big attacking moment for the half. Arsenal had all the ball, all the corners, all the sterile domination. They racked up set pieces like they were collecting Panini stickers. Yet City's block held firm. Dias and Gvardiol headed away everything. Bernardo Silva even picked up a yellow for a tactical foul. By half-time, City were hanging on, but the scoreboard still read 1-0 to the visitors. After half-time, the fun began. Arteta rolled the dice. Off went Madueke and Marino. On came Saka and Eze. Suddenly, there was energy, guile, and someone who could actually take on a man. Guardiola, meanwhile, shuffled the pack too. He brought on Núñez at right back, a decision that screamed, please survive the next 45 minutes. The second half was one-way traffic. Arsenal pinned City back, rattled shots in from the edge, and forced Donnarumma into a couple of proper saves, including one from Eze at 50 minutes. But City were not toothless. Just before the hour, Doku set up Haaland for a chance that would have killed the game. Raya made the stop, and you could feel the tension ratchet up a notch. Then came the tactical twist. Around the 68th minute, Pep brought on Ake, shifted shape, and City locked into a 5-4-1. This was the football equivalent of hiding under the duvet and hoping the monster goes away. They even took Haaland off in the 76th minute for Nico Gonzalez. Imagine it, Guardiola taking off his goal machine just to add legs in midfield. That tells you everything. From there, Arsenal went all in. They threw Martinelli on for Timber, leaving a back 3 and 5 up front. The corners kept coming, the pressure was suffocating, and Donnarumma even picked up a booking for time wasting. And finally, deep into stoppage time, it cracked. Eze threaded a perfect pass. Martinelli darted across the back line. And cool as you like, he lobbed Donnarumma for the equalizer. Absolute chaos. The Emirates went mad. Arsenal deserved it for sheer persistence, and City looked like a side who had been defending for dear life for an hour. What it all means. So what do we take away from this? For Arsenal, it is proof they can dominate City territorially, and now they have the bench depth to change games. Eze and Saka were impact subs of the highest order. Martinelli's goal was the reward for turning the screw. For City, it is a warning sign. Guardiola's pragmatism worked for 80 minutes, but giving up that much control is dangerous. You can only repel so many crosses and corners before something gives. The back five with no outlet ball felt more like desperation than genius. Right then, let us talk fantasy football. Haaland owners were smiling after 9 minutes, then crying when Pep hooked him off early. Classic Pep roulette, only with a giant Norwegian robot. Donnarumma still came away with saves and a yellow card, so not a total disaster, but not exactly goalkeeper gold either. For Arsenal managers, Martinelli owners were rewarded. Though off the bench, Eze might now sneak onto some watch lists, especially if Odegaard is still absent. And Saka, even as a sub, reminded everyone that he is FPL royalty. In the bigger picture, Arsenal stay unbeaten, the title race remains spicy, and we all got a proper dose of late drama. City fans will grumble about dropping 2 points, Arsenal fans will claim moral victory, and the rest of us will raise a cup of tea and toast the chaos. Until next week, may your biscuits be crunchy, your tea be hot, and your fantasy group chat memes be family friendly.